Right now on Apple Valley News Now live at 6, a residential fire where someone was hurt breaks out in Pasco late this afternoon. We have the latest.
Also tonight, with all of the concerns over increased immigration enforcement, new at 6, our Emily Goodell is looking at what local authorities can and can't do. Plus,
in the middle school, this is an area where we really are wanting to expand.
The State of Education held in Kennewick today. Our Riley Fitzgerald will tell you how this will impact your children.
On the weather front, our Stacy Lee is here.
That's right, another cold but sunny day out there. When is the cold going to end? I'll get to all those details coming up. The news at 6 starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6 on your side.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday. I'm Wendy Redmond.
And I'm Austin Reed. We've made it to January the 22nd.
We start tonight with continuing coverage on the house fire that broke out just after 4 o'clock this afternoon. It was on the 200 block of North 10th Avenue in Pasco. One Pasco firefighter, we are now learning, has been taken to the hospital.
And fire officials confirming with Apple Valley News Now tonight, the fire appears to be suspicious. Pasco police shut down Bonneville and 10th Streets as firefighters with Pasco, Kennewick, and Benton County raced to the scene. The fire was put out quickly, but the damage was extensive, caused by flames, smoke, and water. Pasco Battalion Chief Don Dones says just before the fire broke out, a person was in the house and became upset, then quickly left the scene.
We do have PD looking for the person that was in that room earlier, just to have some questions, try to figure out how it might have started.
This is just the preliminary investigation. The chief says more information is needed before a cause of the fire is determined. The Red Cross is now helping the family with a warm place to stay because too much damage was made to the home. The firefighter who suffered an injury to their face is going to be okay, according to fire officials. The injury is not life-threatening.
Pasco firefighters were busy last night working a fire in a residential area. It happened around 9:30 on the 700 block of West Leola Street. Crews say when they got there, smoke was coming from a shop on the property. They made sure everyone got out safely and then put out the flames. Due to a large amount of debris in front of the door of the shop, firefighters had to saw the large sliding door in half to put out hot spots. The shop was heavily damaged, but thankfully no reports of anyone hurt. The cause of the fire is still under investigation, but it appears it may have been started with a wood stove. Well, another beautiful day today, albeit pretty cold.
Very cold. Is that going to be the story, though, the rest of the week? Let's check in with First Alert Stacy Lee. She's live in our weather center with the very latest.
That's right, guys. Yeah, the cold is the story, and that is going forward. And thinking about that fire right there, I know a lot of folks are using space heaters and wood stoves. You got to be very vigilant when you're using those type of devices, but it is cold and a lot of people are doing that. 30 degrees right now, Bymar Skycam at Tannum Ridge, checking out the beautiful lights tonight in Yakima. Tracking the cold, that's the story, and we'll continue to see the cold pretty much across the United States. Lingering Arctic air all the way down to Houston, into parts of Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, and then of course in the Pacific Northwest. Now things are going to start to improve for some folks beginning on Friday, but still pretty cold in those southern states. This morning's lows were very chilly. We are once again seeing teens all through the area, with the exception of Walla Walla that was at 21 degrees. So again, very chilly night tonight. We're going to see temperatures down in the teens and 20s all through the area. So keep that in mind. Again, patchy fog. Oh, that's the new one. Patchy fog could develop tonight near the rivers. Think the Walla Walla River, the Columbia River, also the Yakima River. Increasing clouds. We'll see that Thursday night into Friday with some hit or miss precipitation. I'll give you all the details coming up. Austin, Wendy.
All right, thanks so much. The West Richland Police Chief Thomas Grego has been fully absolved of all misconduct allegations after an investigation.
So back on February 22nd of last year, the West Richland Police Officers Association gave a vote of no confidence against the chief, who has served in that position since May of 2022. He has been with the West Richland Police Department since the year 2000.
Officials said the investigation launched after a complaint from the union. According to the city, Chief Grego underwent an independent investigation performed by an attorney with Ogletree Deakins Law Firm. Officials also say the investigation was commissioned by Mayor Brent Gary, and the findings said the allegations of retaliator and bullying behavior toward officers were unfounded.
The city of West Richland said this is the second investigation into the chief. The first investigation was also unfounded.
The city of Pasco is trying to put the brakes on drivers who speed through the city. Whoa, did you see that? This video right here, that is going viral, but obviously not for a good reason. It appears to show a minor driving well over the speed limit in a residential neighborhood in Pasco. At last night's city council meeting, Councilman Leo Perales says for him, this issue hits home as just a couple of months ago, he moved out of that neighborhood. He says driver speeding isn't something that started overnight in Pasco, so he's trying to bring Vision Zero, which is a nationwide program, to Pasco.
It's a raceway out there, and we just really need to start putting in place mechanisms like speed cushions, around many roundabouts, road diets, whatever it is, just to start people so we can start getting people to slow down.
Wow. Vision Zero aims to have 0 car accidents and 0 deadly crashes. The minor who crashed his Tesla is now looking at a reckless driving charge.
New information tonight after a deadly rollover crash on Interstate 82. It happened in Umatilla County last Friday. Oregon State Police say the preliminary investigation shows a black Chevrolet Tahoe was going west on the interstate right near milepost 8. Then, for some unknown reason, it left the roadway. It rolled several times before coming to a rest in the median. Officials say the driver, Madison Braylon Curtis of Redmond, was thrown from the vehicle. Curtis was pronounced dead at the scene. Apple Valley News Now live at 6 is just getting started. Still ahead tonight, our Riley Fitzgerald will bring us to today's State of Education event that was in Kennewick.
Also, Yakima County has finalized and added new appointments to its Homeless Coalition Executive Committee.
And as we leave you to break, here's a live picture from Pasco. Stacy's up next with your full First Alert weather forecast. Don't go anywhere.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
I've always had an eye for opportunity. As a kid, I was hustling, selling candy, mowing lawns, you name it. That drive never left me. The first time I tasted crumble, it was clear to me this was more than just a cookie. From that moment, I knew this was a chance to bring the taste of something new to our neighborhood. But I couldn't do it alone. That's where Happel came in. With their support, I was able to secure the loan that brought Crumble to our community. Where do you credit union?
Too busy being busy? Then it's about time you got lazy. Real lazy. And shop the brand that invented truly comfortable furniture. So kick your feet up, because Lazy Boy is now at Furniture Row. Browse and drowse in our collection of stylish and customizable recliners and sofas, and experience the durability and relaxation you've come to expect from Lazy Boy. Plus, unwind guilt-free with special no-interest financing. Here's to doing less in some well-deserved comfort with the Lazy Boy collection, now at Furniture Row.
Experience winter fun at Silver Mountain Resort. Discover some of the best terrain in the region, just 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene, right off I-90. Relax in a beautiful condo, just a short stroll from the gondola, dining, exciting water slides, and indoor surfing at the water park. Enjoy a gondola ride to our exhilarating snow tubing and your gateway to snow rider heaven. Create unforgettable family memories at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
At McCurley Honda, your way home skips the pumps in the Honda Prologue. This all-electric SUV offers up to 281 miles of range per charge, all-wheel drive for confidence on any road, and fast charging that gets you back on the road in minutes, not hours. Inside, enjoy spacious comfort, advanced tech, and the Honda reliability you trust. Visit McCurley Honda in Tri-Cities today to explore the future of driving in the Honda Prologue.
Dinosaur Adventure roars into Kennewick. One weekend only, Benton County Fairgrounds. With life-size dinosaurs and massive family fun. Experience the thrill of the prehistoric age, featuring the ferocious T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, and more. Go on a realistic fossil dig. Take a ride on your favorite dinosaur. Bounce around in the prehistoric playground and a baby dinosaur meet and greet. Take an amazing dinosaur adventure. February 1st and 2nd, Benton County Fairgrounds. Tickets at dinosauradventure.com.
The Harlem Globetrotters 2025 World Tour is here. We're coming to Toyota Center on February 1st. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for tickets to the 2025 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Real Estate Services, Christine Connolly, Realtor.
Welcome back to Apple Valley News Now live at 6. Yakima County has finalized and added new appointments to its Homeless Coalition Executive Committee. 13 members from local stakeholder groups this year, adding a representative from the Yakima Nation and 2 more people who have experienced homelessness themselves, all gearing up for the year-long process of updating the county's 5-year plan to address homelessness.
It's got a lot of stakeholder engagement, it's got a lot of metrics, it's got a lot of data, it's got a lot of strategies. And it's important to note that this plan allows us to be able to use Washington State Department of Commerce dollars.
Members of the public can register to attend meetings online for free. The first one, by the way, this year, set for February the 18th. Turning to educational news, the Tri-City Regional Chamber of Commerce hosts the State of Education.
That's right. The Kennewick, Richland, and Pasco superintendents got together to bring an update on how the school year is going. Apple Valley News Now's Riley Fitzgerald brings us the report.
This year, Tri-City superintendents address the measures their districts are taking to prepare their students for the workforce, along with the ways they connect their students with employers, and how they're incorporating career and technical education into their curriculum. All of this alongside the resources they need to build for the future. As far as funding goes, Dr. Tracy Pierce with the Kennewick School District says state funding is critical for students, but they also look to the community.
Like all school districts across the state, KSD also looks to our local community to help fund education through levies and bonds. So we'll have 2 levies up for renewal in February 2026, and we're also making preliminary plans for a future bond measure as well.
In KSD, Pierce is also set to retire at the end of this school year. In Richland, Dr. Shelley Redinger also mentioned levies on the way for 2026.
Our levies are coming up February 2026, and a big reminder at the end is that we have those 2 coming up. And remember, levies are for learning, and we have 2, one is a tech and one is an ELP. So mark your calendars, don't forget to vote February 2026.
RSD did not mention any update on the failed November 2024 bond. In Pasco, Superintendent Michelle Whitney also talked about upcoming funding on the ballot.
We operate our schools with funding from the state, but also funding from you as community members. And we will be in front of you next year about this time talking about the operating or the EP&O levy that will be running in February of 2026. This is not a new tax for our communities.
Whitney spoke of the 2 new high schools opening up this fall in PSD, including Orion and Sageview High Schools. In Kennewick, Riley Fitzgerald, Apple Valley News Now.
Emily, thank you, Riley, thank you for that. My apologies. Each of the superintendents declined an interview after the event due to other obligations. Wendy.
Pasco School District's Ruth Livingston Elementary School is being honored by the Washington State Office of the Superintendent of Public Instruction. This is for exceptional student performance and academic growth. They are now a 2024 ESEA Distinguished School. With it, they're also getting a $15,000 award used to further enhance student learning. The school's Guiding Coalition is meeting later this month to talk about where to use this award money. The principal says they're happy to receive it.
We've had real great growth here at Livingston, especially over the last few years, and we attribute it to all the hard work that our staff's been putting in, our classified and certified staff. So yeah, we've seen some really good results in our data.
The principal explains that the staff is all in on emphasizing student success. At Livingston, there is a program called HUG. It stands for Hello, Update, Goodbye. Staff volunteers to check in on kids that need a little extra love. Much of the southeastern United States is grappling with the effects of a major winter storm that just blanketed the region. Take a look here. States largely unaccustomed to extreme cold and record-breaking snowfall. Millions are digging out of driveways, navigating snowy commutes, and dealing with a slew of closures and travel delays. Right now, at least 10 deaths are being blamed on the severe conditions. New Orleans was among several southeastern cities in the path of a massive winter storm this week. More snow has now fallen here this month than in Anchorage, Alaska. We're talking around 8 inches, just shattering its modern all-time daily record. And fire crews are battling a swiftly growing blaze dubbed the Hughes Fire. It's burning near the town of Castaic, a suburb in the foothills and mountains of northern Los Angeles County. Residents in the immediate vicinity of Castaic Lake were under mandatory evacuations by late this morning. CAL FIRE says that by 1 p.m., the fire had burned more than 3,400 acres. Later images showed a large plume of smoke moving west toward Interstate 5 as flames burned near Castaic Lake in the grassy hills just north of Santa Clarita.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And the good news for California, rain is on the way. We're talking an inch to an inch and a half coming sometime in the next few days. So that is good news there. 28 degrees, our Legends Casino Skycam, nice and calm on the Columbia River tonight. Our feels like temp is 24. So it's another chilly night ahead. Definitely want to bundle yourself up. Let's take a look at temperatures all through the region. We're pretty much down below freezing everywhere on our map tonight, from Snoqualmie Pass, with the exception of Pendleton, 33, but still pretty cold all through the region. And we'll continue to see those temperatures drop as the evening progresses. That weather pattern has been just bringing the cold air down. Now this jet stream has been keeping us dry. Now it's going to slightly move, and that's going to allow some more air and possible precipitation to move in. But otherwise, we're going to stay dry. Cold air continues to descend across the United States. Should start to see a little bit of relief in the south by Friday or Saturday. Here's that system. It's staying to the north of our region in Canada. And as it comes through, as it moves to the east, there's a little blip right there where we could see a little bit of moisture out of that, but not a lot of precip to measure with that situation. Here's what it looks like on our futurecast, where we could even see just a rain shower, maybe a little rain mix, and then maybe a little rain mix here in Connell. Some snow possibly up to the north, maybe out into the Palouse across Dayton and the Blues there. But overall, it's going to be a hit or miss situation. Could see a snowflake or two in Pendleton. We'll have to keep an eye on that as we get closer to the system tomorrow afternoon. For tonight, look for those chilly temperatures. We've been saying 20s, but we've been actually dropping into the teens. Now, Ellensburg and Yakima hitting the teens, but we said 22 or 23 last night for Tri-Cities, and we actually dropped down to 15 degrees. So very, very cold weather all through the area, which brings us to the Protect the Pipes. If you've been dealing with this, hopefully you're protecting them now, especially in mobile homes and some of the older homes in our region. Definitely want to take some of the advice here on your screen. to keep yourself from some shattered pipes. Let's talk about temps tomorrow. There you see those teens, and then we'll pop up into the 30s. But yeah, it doesn't get a whole lot warmer above the freezing level tomorrow in Yakima. Slightly warmer in the Tri-Cities, but still just a few degrees above freezing for the entire day. So another sunny day for most of it. A few clouds rolling in later in the afternoon, and we could potentially see some fog developing, especially near rivers. Think the Yakima River, the Walla Walla River, and the Columbia River. So look for those clouds in the morning or later in the day. But then we have a nice long string of sunshine with temperatures staying pretty consistent with those overnight lows still very chilly. Same thing in Yakima. We have a brief warm up on Friday and Saturday, and we stay pretty much close to those upper 30s for the rest of the week. Overnight lows in Ellensburg frigid again into the weekend. Look at that. We'll see the teens continuing there. Walla Walla also looking at 30s, and those temperatures dropping into the teens and 20s in the region day after day, night after night. And in Hermiston, we have a little bit of a warm up on Friday to 41, where again, a little of that precip could develop there, but look at the chance, only about 10% at this point. So we'll keep you updated on that precip and possible snowflakes. We've been saying it all week. I just don't have a lot of confidence in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's good news. The good news, again, is we'll have lots of sunshine for the weekend.
I'm never complaining about that because we did go through that long stretch where we didn't see the sun forever.
Yeah.
Just bundle up,
felt
guys.
way too long.
You know,
so yeah,
the scarf, the hats, the gloves. That's all you need.
It is winter.
we'll be ready. Thanks,
Yeah.
Stacy.
All right, still ahead here on Apple Valley News Now at 6.
A disturbing new study about children and their exposure to online sexual abuse.
Should we take a look at? What do you think?
So here, from design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $500 off your tub or shower remodel.
No one expects to get in a car wreck, but that's exactly what happened last summer. The drunk driver crossed over the center line, crashing into us and causing life-threatening injuries. It was difficult to focus on healing while facing overwhelming medical bills and lost wages. How will our bills get paid? When can I go back to work? So much was running through my head. Abeda Nelson's team did the work to make sure we didn't have to worry.
Abeda Nelson, we focus on you, you focus on healing.
Find your next way to escape. Go where the adventure awaits you in the heart of Washington State. Kittitas County is a land of 1,000 journeys. No matter what your heart desires, you can find it waiting for you in the outdoors of Central Washington. See all that you can see, and more will be just around the corner. Whether you're in Central Washington for one of our area's many local events, an historical expedition, a shopping spree, to enjoy a weekend of wine tasting, or just for a night's rest on your way to another destination, there are great Central Washington stays standing by to welcome you. And all that adventuring is bound to leave you hungry. Not a problem in Central Washington. From mom and pop cafes to historic buildings turned into fine dining establishments, we've got you covered. Whether you're dining downtown or enjoying a picturesque river view, you'll find something for everyone in the crew. To begin your experience, visit CentralWashingtonOutdoor.com. It's all just around the corner in Central Washington.
Kittitas Valley Healthcare is your trusted home for health, offering expert orthopedic care for your family. With over 55 years of combined experience, our team uses state-of-the-art equipment to improve surgical outcomes and provide compassionate, patient-centered care. We're committed to making your experience comfortable and efficient so you can stay active and healthy. Learn more and schedule a consultation through our website at kvhealthcare.org. Your home for health.
At McCurley Subaru, your way home starts with the adventure-ready 2025 Subaru Forester with all-new styling from the ground up. Built for life in the Tri-Cities and wherever the road takes you, the Forester is perfect for everything, from quick trips to the farmer's market to weekend escapes into the mountains. Its all-wheel drive and generous ground clearance tackle every twist and turn, while the spacious interior has room for family, friends, and all your gear. Save on a new Subaru Forester today from McCurley Subaru.
So what do you think about these?
We're going to take everything.
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a health alert for parents because a disturbing new trend finds that a new study is showing 1 in 12 children have been exposed to online sexual abuse.
The Georgia State University researchers looked at data from more than 120 studies between 2010 and 2023. They then analyzed the number of children younger than 18 who were exposed to a range of subtypes of sexual abuse. Those include online solicitation to sexual extortion, to the exposure of sexual images and videos. The study's lead author says the results highlight the need for increased awareness and advancements in digital technology to prevent online sexual abuse. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and Homeland Security Investigations say last year they received more than 36 million reports of suspected child sexual exploitation.
We have much more local news ahead in our 6:30 half hour.
Plus, Stacy is back with your first alert forecast. You're not going to want to miss that. You'll see what the temperatures are doing coming up in just a little bit.
Right, stay with us.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra.
This is my perfect day in Walla Walla.
To me, Harlem is home. But home is also your body.
Last one, everyone.
I asked myself, why doesn't Pilates exist in Harlem? So I started my own studio. Getting a brick and mortar in New York is not easy. Chase Inc. has supported us from Studio 1 to Studio 3. When you start small, you need some big help, and Chase Inc. was that for me.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino is celebrating 3 decades of fun. We're starting our 30th year, giving away over $30,000 in cash and prizes. Join the fun starting in January and win up to $500 cash every 15 minutes. You could be one of 5 lucky winners to take home the $1995 cash grand prize. The celebration continues with over $30,000 again in February. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Celebrate 3 decades of fun.
Magical moments. Snowy adventures. Warming up. Making memories. A winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
STCU and Apple Valley News Now continue to honor volunteers by sharing their stories and awarding their charities $1,000 each. If you know someone in Benton and Franklin counties who is making a difference and taking that extra step to make our communities better, please tell us about them today. Just click on Volunteers Count on the Contest tab at applevalleynewsnow.com for the STCU Volunteers Count nomination form. Volunteers Count from STCU and Apple Valley News Now.
At McCurley Subaru, your way home starts with the adventure-ready 2025 Subaru Forester with all-new styling from the ground up. Built for life in the Tri-Cities and wherever the road takes you, the Forester is perfect for everything, from quick trips to the farmer's market to weekend escapes into the mountains. Its all-wheel drive and generous ground clearance tackle every twist and turn, while the spacious interior has room for family, friends, and all your gear. Save on a new Subaru Forester today from McCurley Subaru.
This is my perfect day in Walla Walla.
Coming up tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest, we'll reveal the winner of our Volunteers Count contest. And here's a hint, she's someone who's been sent to serve. Who it is and the organization she's a part of will all be right here Thursday morning, 5 to 7.
Shifting Gears is TV's #1 new comedy.
Am I smiling? It's uncomfortable.
Tim Allen and Kat Dennings fire on all cylinders.
Don't make one of your condescending grunts. Yeah, like that.
Washington lawmakers could consider a ban on flavored tobacco products, vowing to protect young people from the harms of nicotine. I'm Albert James at the state capitol in Olympia. Hear why opponents say the bill will actually harm public health, coming up.
Also tonight, our Dan Hansen has a recap from the big news about Ichiro Suzuki making it to the Hall of Fame. That and more right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6:30 on your side.
Welcome back, everybody. Hump Day, we made it.
Yeah, we're halfway through the work week, halfway through the frigid temperatures this week, and I wonder how long they're going to continue, right?
That's the big question. Stacey Lee joining us with that and our ski report. Hello there.
That's right. It's all brought to you by Schweitzer Mountain Ski Resort. In fact, here's a view of what it looked like up on top of Basin Quad earlier today at Schweitzer. If you were down below at the main lodge, you were socked in with fog, but just a little ride up, and there you were, a little ride up on the chair, and things cleared up nicely. So the good news for the ski resorts is the snow is holding up because the temperatures are cold. It's going to be 23 degrees tomorrow. There's no new snow in the forecast. Wind chill 11. Wear your warmest ski gear if you're heading up to Schweitzer tomorrow. Ski Bluewood, a little bit warmer. Going to be a nice day up there as well. No new snow on the way. 33 degrees. The wind chill there 17. And White Pass actually warm on top tomorrow. Snow holding up really good. Wind chill 25. So that's a good resort. So speaking of that, these are the snow totals at the base this year. Snow is doing really well. Everybody's above the average for this time of year. So again, good snow there. It's staying cold enough to keep it. We're waiting for some new precip, and that's not in the forecast anytime soon, guys. But still pretty good skiing if you're heading up this weekend. Just bundle up. Austin, Wendy.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Stacey. The Trump administration is really ramping up immigration enforcement efforts, and according to a new memo from the Justice Department, directing resources to make sure state and local agencies comply.
And new at 6:30, Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell spoke with local experts and authorities about how this could affect people across Washington state.
They all say Washington state has its own protections in place that don't change just because there's a new administration. The Justice Department memo saying they may challenge state laws they believe go against the new executive orders on immigration.
The Keep Washington Working Act is the type of law which this memo is targeted at.
Passed in 2019, the law says local authorities can't question people about immigration status, share non-public information about them, or hold them in custody for ICE agents or Border Patrol officers unless there's a warrant signed by a judge. But the Northwest Immigrant Rights Project says Keep Washington Working does comply with federal law.
Federal law says that states basically can't prohibit information sharing. But what Keeps Washington Working law does is it treats everybody equally and says, we're not going to ask about your status in the first place. So that information shouldn't even be collected, and therefore there's nothing to share, right?
Yakima County commissioners say they'll continue to follow both state and federal laws.
We're neither cooperating nor impeding. You know, I don't want people to, on either sides of the spectrum, think that we're either actively trying to work against the federal government. And I similarly don't want people to inappropriately assume that we are working outside of our legal parameters to aid the federal government. We are doing neither.
The Yakima County Sheriff says there's a reason local law enforcement stays out of immigration matters.
It's pretty simple. We want to make sure that people trust us and that they can talk to us easily if they've been victimized or they're witness. If they're not and they fear us, it just means that it's going to be tougher to solve crimes in our county.
His message for the community:
if you see a deputy with the star on the side of his car, we're there to help you, and we don't care where you're from or how you got here or where you're going, as long as you're following the rules, right? If you're breaking the law, then we'll handle that, right? We'll handle local criminal action, and like we always do, regardless of your status.
The Washington Attorney General is already challenging one executive order on immigration in federal court, and more legal action may be coming. Reporting from the Yakima Newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Today marks the 52nd anniversary of Roe v. Wade, which effectively legalized abortion in the United States. In 1973, the Supreme Court decided 7-2 to affirm the legality of a woman's right to have an abortion. under the right to privacy protected by the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. Over the decades, the Supreme Court repeatedly reaffirmed the Constitution's protection of abortion as an essential liberty. However, in 2022, the Supreme Court ruled there is no longer a federal constitutional right to an abortion. The High Court's justices decided 6-3 to overturn Roe v. Wade. Meanwhile, U.S. Senator Patty Murray of Washington had this to say at today's news conference.
We are here today because Republicans are focused on just about everything except how to lower costs and make regular people's lives better. This week, they are not rolling out a health care plan or telling us how they're going to lower the cost of groceries. Instead, Republicans are pushing more unpopular anti-abortion extremism.
Murray has introduced more than a dozen pieces of legislation over the years to protect reproductive rights, including voting on brand new legislation introduced this morning that would create a new government mandate overriding the best judgment of families facing fatal fetal diagnosis.
Washington legislators could soon consider a ban on flavored tobacco products like vapes and menthol cigarettes. Supporters say it's crucial to stopping a cycle of nicotine addiction.
But as Capitol correspondent Albert James shows us, opponents say the ban could do more harm than good.
Essentially removing access to those products and ensuring that our young folks don't end up with a lifetime of addiction.
Democrat Christine Reeves is pushing House Bill 1203. If passed, the legislation would ban the sale and advertising of any kind of flavored nicotine product starting in 2026, whether it be a cinnamon-flavored vape pen, a nicotine pouch, or a menthol cigarette. CDC data from 2024 shows youth tobacco use is at a 25-year low, with only 2.25 million middle and high schoolers saying they use a tobacco product. Reeves says fruity or candy flavors have been used to draw young people into using tobacco.
I want to make sure that we aren't, building the next generation in a way that they're addicted, that they end up with a lifelong addiction like my mom, who unfortunately died at the age of 60 due to lung cancer.
The bill isn't calling for a total ban. Any product that's okayed first by the Federal Food and Drug Administration would remain on the shelves. Within the past 6 months, certain Zyn nicotine pouches and menthol-flavored e-cigarettes got FDA marketing authorization. Reeves says she understands people want to access products in a free market, but her ultimate goal is to educate people on the dangers of the products.
How do we make sure that our regulatory agencies have the resources necessary to tackle this problem and make sure that we're keeping these products in a well-regulated market and away from our kids?
Tony Aboud, executive director of vaping advocacy group Vapor Technology Association, says vaping is a less harmful alternative to cigarettes and it helps people quit smoking. He says banning flavored vapes will increase traditional cigarette use.
It's clearly a huge public health mistake, and it's going to cause a public health disaster in the state of Washington.
The FDA has authorized 34 e-cigarette products to be sold in the U.S. It says while e-cigarettes can generally be a lower risk alternative to cigarettes, they are not risk-free and no tobacco product is safe. Aboud argues the ban could result in hundreds of millions of dollars in lost tax revenues, and lawmakers should consider limiting how they're sold and advertised.
We can implement marketing restrictions on how e-cigarettes are advertised, where they can be advertised, where they can be sold, how they can be sold.
Reeves says the ban ultimately is that limit, as there are no benefits to any nicotine product being on the market.
I don't want to hear the industry talk about how they're providing a harm reduction product for a problem that they created, with both the invention of nicotine utilization and, quite frankly, with their promotion and targeting of Black African Americans and youth in the continuation of that product.
Reeves says the bill is slated for a committee hearing sometime next week, and she's looking forward to working with lawmakers and the public to get it signed into law. At the state capitol in Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.
New at 6:30 tonight, the FBI, Seattle Police Department, and Washington State law enforcement still on the hunt for a serial robber. Beginning on June 28, 2024, and through January 13th of this month, the same unknown Asian female is believed to have robbed at least 5 different banks within the city of Seattle. Authorities say the woman typically wears a hat and face mask and has passed a note to the tellers demanding money. She appears to be between 5'3" and 5'5", and in her early to mid-20s. Anyone with information should contact the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI.
He was just one vote away from being the second player of all time to receive a unanimous vote to get into the Hall of Fame. Now, Ichiro Suzuki is the third player from the Seattle Mariners to be one step closer to baseball immortality.
And fresh at 6:30, Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen was on hand for the historic announcement and brings us a recap of the history.
I get to live out a childhood dream of stepping on a Major League Baseball field. But do you know who else is living the dream? Ichiro Suzuki, who became the first Japanese player to be elected into the Professional Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. At T-Mobile Park in Seattle, a special press conference took place. Reporters from all over Seattle and Tri-Cities arrived shortly before the inductees were announced. Glued to the TV, everyone watched in anticipation to hear the familiar name who patrolled right field for the Mariners.
まずこの日を迎えるということが2001年。
It started in 2001 and now it's 2025, but at that time in 2001 there's probably not one person on this earth that thought that this day would come.
Like Ichiro, the room waited on pins and needles until the news finally came through that Ichiro is in. Ichiro joins fellow Mariner greats Ken Griffey Jr., Edgar Martinez, and broadcaster Dave Niehaus to be immortalized as Baseball Hall of Famers.
から待機をしました。
It was set up and we were supposed to, there was a time frame and 2:15 could have been the first time that it could have happened, and so we were set up like it was going to happen. And so we were ready at 2:15 and that call didn't come for about 15 minutes. And so I started to think, maybe it's not going to come.
Kevin Martinez, the Mariners president of business operations, says Ichiro's election into the Baseball Hall of Fame is another example of his excellence and just how much he means to the team, and most importantly, the fans.
Every time you stepped on the field, you energized fans in the Northwest, in Japan, and around the world with both your skill and your style of play.
Martinez says Ichiro is an inspiration to everyone by staying true to himself. In his 28-year career between Japan and Major League Baseball, has more than 4,200 hits, which is more than Pete Rose. He's a 10-time All-Star, 10-time Gold Glove winner, and 3-time Silver Slugger, an All-Star Game MVP, and won both Rookie of the Year and League MVP in his first season in the show. Shortly after speaking with the media, the Mariners and the city of Seattle lit the Space Needle up blue in honor of the Hall of Famer. Ichiro, along with pitchers CC Sabathia and Billy Wagner, will be enshrined in the Hall in July. Ichiro says he's been to the Hall of Fame once as a player, but for him now, it's a whole different ballgame. Now, at the beginning of the press conference, we found out from Mariners management that Ichiro's number 51 will be retired in August after his induction into the Hall of Fame. Reporting in Seattle at T-Mobile Park, Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
All right, Dan, thank you for that. Still ahead on Apple Valley News Now at 6:30. It is Operation Best Friend time. Tonight we get to meet Cleo.
Can't wait for that. And also, Stacy is up next with your full forecast. We'll be right back.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Here comes the 31st annual Tri-City Sportsman Show, January 24th, 25th, and 26th at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Come see Masai, the famous African lion. Check out the hourly hunting and fishing seminars. Kids can fish at Lunker Lake. See the trophies of the Northwest Big Game Display. 2 buildings full of exhibitors, boats, RVs, pickups, ATVs, and more. It's the Tri-City Sportsman Show, January 24th through 26th in Pasco. Don't miss it.
Find your next way to escape. Go where the adventure awaits you in the heart of Washington State. Kittitas County is a land of 1,000 journeys. No matter what your heart desires, you can find it waiting for you in the outdoors of Central Washington. See all that you can see, and more will be just around the corner. Whether you're in Central Washington for one of our area's many local events, an historical expedition, a shopping spree, to enjoy a weekend of wine tasting, or just for a night's rest on your way to another destination, there are great Central Washington stays standing by to welcome you. Can you hear it? That's the vineyards of Central Washington. With a vintage for every taste, you're bound to find your new favorite. Meet the makers and hear the stories of how some of the greatest wine in the PNW came to be. To begin your experience, visit centralwashingtonoutdoor.com. Adventures, activities, dining, lodging, and more. It's all just around the corner in Central Washington.
At McCurley Subaru, your way home starts with the adventure-ready 2025 Subaru Forester with all-new styling from the ground up. Built for life in the Tri-Cities and wherever the road takes you, the Forester is perfect for everything, from quick trips to the farmer's market to weekend escapes into the mountains. Its all-wheel drive and generous ground clearance tackle every twist and turn, while the spacious interior has room for family, friends, and all your gear. Save on a new Subaru Forester today from McCurley Subaru.
For over 49 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion. We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today at our brand new location on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
Next, ET, Megan Good talks wedding plans with Jonathan Major.
I'm happy and I'm thankful.
Plus, our exclusive onset of this hot bench milestone. Next, ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Time now for Operation Best Friend. This week, guess who we get to meet? Well, you're going to tell us right now.
I think I will. Let's meet Cleo together, a border collie mix who's about 1.5 years old. She has a soft spot for squeaky toys and ear scratches.
All
but
right.
what dog doesn't?
I
right?
know. That is very true. She's currently at the Benton Franklin Humane Society, but she is one adoption away from living with you. According to the shelter, she used to be very reserved when she got to the shelter more than 300 days ago. Right now, she's still a little bit shy around strangers, but once you get to know her, she is bubbly, energetic, and very outgoing.
And check out her eyes in this video.
Beautiful.
Really cool eyes. The Humane Society says she is still working on her manners, but she is still a puppy. They also say she's good with other dogs and is actually the dog they use when they're testing dogs to see how well they get along with others. And also, the Humane Society says she has a boyfriend at the shelter who she plays with every day. So there's that
lucky
as well.
girl, a lucky girl. All right.
Yep.
If you're interested in meeting Cleo, stop by the Benton Franklin Humane Society. They are open Tuesday through Sunday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And to see all of our Operation Best Friends, just go to our website, applevalley.newsnow.com.
Might need to adopt the boyfriend and Cleo. I don't know.
Make it a double team.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And that's my vote. Adopt them both, right? There you go, a little pair. Dust Devil Sky Cam in Pasco tonight, chilly, 28 degrees, already well below the freezing level. The feels like temperature tonight is 24, humidity at 85%, and our sunset was at 4:47. Cold air, it continues to dominate our region, as you can see by the temperatures all around. Tollgate at 20, 25 at White Pass. The lower elevations pretty close to what the mountains are. We're in the 20s. Hermiston still sitting at 30, but again, we're below the freezing level all through the area. The weather pattern has been bringing us this flow. We have this jet stream that's been sitting here. That's keeping us dry. Now, it's slightly going to move, and we're going to see a little bit different of flow coming down. You see the purple kind of moving into the area. That's where we could see a little bit of moisture as a system moves down from Canada. The odds of it, pretty slim. And here's what I'm going to tell you. Here's what I'm going to show you on this weather pattern map. You can see that system sitting right up here in Canada. And as it kind of moves to the east, a little bit of it straggles through our area. More than likely, Spokane might see a little bit of that. We have a slight chance of that, and it shows up on Futurecast. But again, this model is out. It likes to be a little closer to the time period. But you do see a little bit of rain. You see a little tiny sliver through Prosser, kind of skipping Tri-Cities. We see a little bit of a mixed precip near Connell. And again, better chance of seeing that in Dayton and to the north out in the Palouse and to the Spokane area. There's even a slight chance of some snowflakes in Pendleton. Very quick, not a lot of moisture associated with it. As we continue with this ridging and this dry weather through the Pacific Northwest, so to speak. Now, the good news for California, they're going to start seeing some showers to the south. So that is good news. Clear and cold. Temperatures, like I said, down in the 20s. But again, sometimes we hit those teens in the early morning hours like Ellensburg and Yakima. But we may see that again here in Tri-Cities. Protect your pipes. It's been cold day after day after day. There's some great tips here on your screen to open the kitchen and bathroom cabinets. We had to do it this weekend in our RV. We were camping at White Pass, and we didn't freeze over, but it was because we left the thermostat, excuse me, and we kept those cabinets open. Here's those temps tomorrow. Very chilly out the door. You're not going to get too warm in the afternoon. Similar in the Tri-Cities. Cold mornings, temperatures staying in the mid-30s. 7-day forecast. There you have it. Look at those temperatures. A brief warm up on Friday and Saturday for Tri-Cities, but staying cold, especially the overnight lows. Staying very chilly once again in Yakima for the next several days. Ellensburg, frigid temperatures there. Those temperatures staying in the teens overnight. For Walla Walla, you'll see some clouds moving in on Thursday, and then mostly sunny as the weekend comes up, but those chilly temperatures staying around, and a very slight chance of some moisture in Hermiston, 10% chance. So again, my thoughts on that little precip that we've been talking about, It's been getting less and less and less. That high pressure is keeping our area dry, which is unusual since we're in La Nina. So we're supposed to be getting wet here, and not the snow went down to the south. It's just a strange winter this year.
It has been very strange. I keep waiting for it, and
keep waiting. It's not over, guys. Remember, we still have 57 days left.
57 days.
57 days.
Don't remind me.
Until spring. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
But who's counting?
All right.
Stacy.
What's trending when we return?
I met a cute poodle outside. She said everyone's talking about you and how you work for free.
When you're injured and have the heavy hitter on your team, we win or it's free. Hello? That cute poodle you were talking to wants to have a play date.
Let's go.
Call 853-2222. Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino, featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through March 31st, receive rebates up to $1,300 off, plus a free thermostat on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis. My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
Experience winter fun at Silver Mountain Resort. Discover some of the best terrain in the region, just 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene, right off I-90. Relax in a beautiful condo, just a short stroll from the gondola, dining, exciting water slides, and indoor surfing at the water park. Enjoy a gondola ride to our exhilarating snow tubing and your gateway to snow rider heaven. Create unforgettable family memories at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
Dinosaur Adventure roars into Kennewick. One weekend only, Benton County Fairgrounds. With life-size dinosaurs and massive family fun. Experience the thrill of the prehistoric age, featuring the ferocious T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, and more. Go on a realistic fossil dig. Take a ride on your favorite dinosaur. Bounce around in the prehistoric playground and a baby dinosaur meet and greet. Take an amazing dinosaur adventure. February 1st and 2nd, Benton County Fairgrounds. Tickets at dinosauradventure.com.
I met a cute poodle outside. She said everyone's talking about you and how you work for free.
When you're injured and have the heavy hitter on your team, we win or it's free. Hello? That cute poodle you were talking to wants to have a play date.
Let's go.
Call 853-2222.
Kraken, Capitals, Thursday night hockey at 6:30, Apple Valley News Now.
A quick what's trending story for you. President Trump's Diet Coke habit is well known.
Yeah, so probably no surprise, his famous Diet Coke button has been reinstalled at the Oval Office desk for his second term. The president used the valet button to order Diet Cokes during his first term between 2017 and 2021 as well.
The Wall Street Journal, which got an inside look at the renovated office, reports the button was already reinstalled Monday for him to use on his first day back at the White House. During his first term, Trump said visitors got nervous when he pressed the button, thinking, well, that it was the nuke button, but that was not the case.
Yeah, hopefully we don't get those confused. I don't know.
Yeah, let's be careful here.
We just wanted Diet Coke.
That's right.
All right. Well, Stacy has a final check of your forecast.
Right.
The Ford F-150 redefines working remotely. There's a desk inside the cab, a tailgate work surface out back, and available Pro Power on board to plug in what you need. Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
Do you like this one? I think this is my favorite. Okay. Hon, what do you think of this one? When it's time for an update or a complete remodel, Rebath is with you every step of the way.
Wow, is this going to be ready in time for the baby?
Absolutely. From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $500 off your tub or shower update.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino is celebrating 3 decades of fun. We're starting our 30th year, giving away over $30,000 in cash and prizes. Join the fun starting in January and win up to $500 cash every 15 minutes. You could be one of 5 lucky winners to take home the $1995 cash grand prize. The celebration continues with over $30,000 again in February. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Celebrate 3 decades of fun.
For the greatest selection at the lowest prices, come to Cost Less Carpet.
As a general contractor, I bring my clients to Cost Less Carpet so they can see every option.
Everything I need is always in stock.
If it's trendy or new, I'm sure you'll find it here.
And their team of designers are so fun to work with.
It really is worth the experience.
I can find everything for my home or my client's home. No problem.
Shopping here is an awesome experience.
Cost Less Carpet, where inspiration and ideas happen.
Hey, pal. Ready for bed?
Hey, Dad. Do we really have the fastest internet speeds?
Yeah, with Spectrum, absolutely.
Oh, that's cool. Can I use that to research volcanoes super fast?
Of course.
Can you learn to make a diorama super fast?
Yeah, you can do that too.
How fast exactly?
The absolute fast. When's your project due?
Tomorrow morning.
How much have you done? Okay. I'll get the glue.
The fastest internet whenever you need it. From Spectrum.
The Ford F-150 redefines working remotely. There's a desk inside the cab, a tailgate work surface out back, and available Pro Power on board to plug in what you need. Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
Josh Cobra, First Alert Weather on Good Morning Northwest from Apple Valley News Now on your side.
And come take a look at your screen. A very creative weather photo today from our friend Rick Zimmerman. Rick, thank you for that. I like it. You get an A for creativity today. Check out the pathway to the moon. The QR code on the right side of your screen, that is how you get your photos on TV. So thanks, Rick.
Yeah, I love that one. And thank you for joining us for the news at 6.
Yeah, we're back at 11, hoping your news is good news.
Have a great night.